Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, I want to make this quick, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, man. I'm not gonna wait for folks to come crashing in, jumping over stuff and knocking stuff over to get to their computer so they can see this Facebook Live with Zoe. A little something from the Zoloft really quick. I meant to do this earlier, man. I've just been busy. I wanted to talk about Fredo's little Fredo's little freak out. One of the things I wanted to talk about really quick is him trying to compare saying Fredo to the N-word. Wrong. Look, man, that does not have the same weight. It's not in the same boat. It's not even the same ocean trying to say that Fredo is the same thing as saying the N-word. I'll prove it to you. With this one article, nobody says the F word in place of Fredo. If somebody gonna say Fredo, they just say Fredo. They don't say, oh, where's my dumb brother, the F word. They don't do that, okay? So it doesn't even carry the same way. Even you say Fredo and get all mad about it and stuff like that. So no, it's not the same thing. It doesn't carry the same weight. All right, and it was kind of comical in a little bit of a scary way, watching this sissy like melt down just because somebody called him Fredo and stuff like that. But this is something I want to look at. Instead of that, though, something seems kind of off with this thing. I'm sorry, it looked kind of staged. I know I'm getting some trouble. I'm getting some trouble with folks like Zoe sounds like a traitor and all that sort of stuff. But just hear me out, okay? I hear that this guy, and don't get me wrong, man, because he's not the bad guy. Even if it was staged, he's not the bad guy. Cuomo is the bad guy. Fredo's the bad guy. All around is the bad guy. Let's establish that. And me saying it's staged doesn't make the other guy the bad guy. If anything, it makes it brilliant. Really. Kudos to the guy. But here's the thing. How can this guy, if he's an avid Rush Limbaugh listener, okay, if he's an avid Rush Limbaugh listener, why would he want to take a picture with Chris Cuomo? Okay, now let's say, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I saw Cuomo, if I'm an avid Rush listener, and because don't get me wrong, I don't wish any ill will on the guy. I don't have any hatred towards the guy, but I wouldn't want to take a picture with him. You know, I'm sorry, maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't get that starstruck or anything like that. But as a conservative, it's like, oh, look at one of those pundits from CNN and, you know, big liberal whatever. I got to go take a picture with him. Would you feel that way? I don't know. You know, it's like I said, I don't have any ill will against these guys or anything like that, but I don't feel a hankering to go take a picture with them or something like that. So anyway, as an avid Rush Limbaugh listener, he wants to go take a picture with Cuomo. Okay, so they go and going to take a picture with him. It's Cuomo, right? Because Cuomo, Fredo, whichever. I don't really watch CNN. So, but anyway, so he wants to go take a picture with the guy, and he calls him Fredo, and then from there, tells him that's what he thought his name was. He says, and rightfully so. Now, don't get me wrong, because Fredo didn't need to go off the way that he did. All right, but he's a Democrat. He's a liberal. Okay, that's just what they do. Okay, they're unhinged, very insecure, emotionally wrecked people. All right, so he went off on him, but Cuomo was right, in my humble opinion, in saying, dude, you know my name's not Fredo. You know that. Okay, I think he caught him dead to rights on that, because here's the thing. If you're an avid Rush Limbaugh listener, then that means that you're a guy who really pursues the facts. Right? So you mean to tell me that you didn't know that this guy's real name isn't Fredo? You didn't know that? It's like, don't we have a responsibility as you know, citizen journalists to some degree to kind of make sure that we know, you know, a little bit more of what we're talking about? You want to go take a picture with this guy. You like this guy enough to go take a picture with him, but you don't know what his name is? I mean, come on, man. That's like, and I'm kind of guilty of this myself, that's like being a fan of Jethro Tull and not knowing that the lead singer's name isn't really Jethro Tull. Or asking, or being a fan of Pink Floyd and like not knowing which one is Pink. There ain't nobody in the band named Pink Floyd. All right? So it's like, but you're a fan enough of this guy to want to go take a picture of him, but you don't know that his name is Chris? Really? So this is, and here's the thing that's wrong. Here's what's wrong with this. And Rush Limbaugh says it on his show all the time. Rush Limbaugh says it on this all the time, and he mocks the left for trying to make him seem like this guy who's going out giving marching orders and that his audience can't think for himself. Well, here's the problem with that. If you've got this guy who's an avid Rush Limbaugh listener who thinks that this guy's name is Fredo because Rush Limbaugh told him, well, that kind of validates what the left says now, doesn't it? This guy took his marching orders from Rush Limbaugh and didn't even check to see if this, it didn't even register with him that this guy's real name might not be Fredo. You know what I'm saying? You don't think that there's something wrong with that? So anyway, y'all, let's be consistent, because you know, a lot of you got Rush that's like playing on this idea that this guy didn't know that Chris Cuomo's name isn't Fredo, that he didn't know, which validates the point, not completely, but it's an example of, yeah, there's just somebody that's going and taking marching orders from Rush Limbaugh and just listens to whatever he says at face value, goes up to this guy and says, hey, can I take a picture with you, Fredo? Something don't sit right with that. So either it was a setup, or the guy's lying, or he really is somebody just taking his marching orders from Rush Limbaugh. Okay? So, and now if you're going to take a marching order from somebody, you know, the better person to take it from would be the Lord, if you're going to take any marching orders from anybody. But hey, if you're gonna listen to somebody on talk radio, I think Rush Limbaugh would be the better choice. But anyway, y'all, but I don't care if it's Rush Limbaugh. You still might want to cross-check some stuff, okay? Now Cuomo, I wanna just wrap up with this really quick. You know, this Fredo thing came out of Cuomo talking about communism, okay? And this is what the left doesn't understand about communism. The left doesn't understand a lot of things. The idea of communism making everybody equal. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the problem with that. Communism is this thing that's supposed to do away with classes, right? Now, number one, you can't do that without heavy-handed government. But communism is supposed to make everybody equal. Okay. The problem with that is that you cannot make anybody what they already are. Think about that. We're created equal already. It's a self-evident truth. It was something that was evident before the Constitution. It's something that has always been with man. We're all created equal. Okay? So, in communism, to assume that you can make people equal is an exercise in futility. Because what's this idea of equality? Who's it going to satisfy? If you don't already accept that equality is something that's fortified by God, if you don't understand that, then you're going to have a perversion of what equality is. And the people that you're trying to make all equal, you will definitely end up being unfair to somebody else. That's inevitable. Okay? And trying to satisfy some perverted idea of equality, tyranny is what it's going to take to do that. Ungodly tyranny, brutal tyranny to make that happen. This so-called utopia will be soaked in blood in trying to force this idea of equality. It ain't gonna happen. So that's why communism on its face is bogus. It's a myth. It doesn't work. You can't make people something that they already are. It's like another example. One of the reasons why even America itself, and I don't care how well-intentioned you are. I don't care what side of the aisle you are, especially if you're conservative. All right. Especially if you're a conservative. This idea of saving America. You can't save America. You know why? Because America's already been saved. Our job is to let people know that as a Christian conservative. But a lot of people think that they have this idea of what it is to save America, and America's going to hell in a handbasket with people trying to save it. You know why? Because people haven't registered the fact that it's already been saved. So that's why we end up with these problems, y'all. These problems with these ideas of communism. I look at it and folks just, wow, man. It's like if I'm looking at all these academics and these people who spend all this money and all this time in college and stuff like that to learn this stuff and just totally miss the point and miss the boat. They missed the boat on communism. They missed the boat on capitalism. Conservatives are the worst offenders of capitalism. The worst. The worst promoters of it. They got the wrong idea in terms of capitalism, and it's no wonder that people hate capitalism as this totally bourgeois idea. If conservatives actually looked at what capitalism is and promoted it correctly, we wouldn't be having the problems that we're having. Oh, sure, we'd still have some problems, but it wouldn't be as bad as it is. But conservatives themselves are the ones who give capitalism a bad name because they promote it wrong. They promote it in a way that people can only assume that it's greed. You know? So, at any rate, for communism, you know, Cuomo's idea, it's like, wow, man, you guys don't even know what it is that you're trying to do, and this has always been. So, anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share that with you. So, I'll be talking to you guys as the day goes on. Have a blessed Labor Day, and I'll see you guys in the feed, and hopefully we'll be talking. We'll see you tomorrow for the Zopium Den, the Anti-Fuddy Duddy Bible Study. All right, y'all, blessings and sledge on.